India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, said, "Everything else can wait, but not agriculture." It is the first Saturday in 2017. Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Agro On TV. I'm Ruke Ekewenu. We have interesting topics on our segments today. Be a part of the show by sending your comments to our social media platforms displayed on your screen. We'll be right back after this time out. On our first segment today, we'll bring you interesting news that has shaped the agriculture sector in the first week of 2017. Here is it.
The governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, has upgraded the Anambra State College of Agriculture in Ngbaku, Awka North local government area to the status of a polytechnic. He made the announcement in a special New Year message. According to him, the upgrading of the college to the full status of a polytechnic is part of the overall plan by its administration to expand its efforts in building new manpower capacity to meet the growing dynamics of the time. Obiano added that the transition process from a college to a polytechnic had already been concluded and the change perfected.
We begin the year by reviewing what transpired in the agriculture sector in 2016. Where do you think the place of agriculture should be in 2017? On our special report, we take a look as stakeholders give their candid opinions on key subsectors of the agricultural ministry.
Nigerians began the year 2016 with high hopes following the emergence of the All Progressive Congress candidate as the president of Nigeria. The Buhari Oshibajo campaign team had promised mind-blowing developmental projects during its term in office. Many agropreneurs expressed their hopes, especially with the homegrown school feeding program, which will cater for a meal per day for school children as promised by the APC during its campaign. The Ministry of Agriculture was eagerly waiting for more following the success story of the immediate past Minister of Agriculture, Akinwumi Adesina. On December 22, 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari presented the 2016 budget to a joint session at the National Assembly. To many in the agricultural sector, an allocation of 1.6% of the total budget was not a serious deal for a country clamoring for economic diversification, with agriculture being the main focus.
I won't say that we did fairly well, no. And that is the result, and you can see the resultant effect of it. Hunger, lack of food, escalations of prices of food materials. So we didn't really do well.
The ministry themselves have to get their act together first. Okay, it's not about budgeting 93 billion or 10% of the recommended member nation of African Union, which can amount to over 600 billion. It's getting your house in order. How do you implement it? Okay, this administration is doing very well in combating corruption because that's the bane of our problem. You understand me? Even if you budget 1 trillion on agriculture, it will be hardly felt. Even if it do, it will be a little bit because of corruption.
The 2016 budget, for me, was not well implemented. For agriculture anyway, was not well implemented. We think that a lot more could have been done in terms of deployment of resources to the critical areas that relate to the growth enhancement support that farmers should ordinarily have gotten. That started pretty late in the day.
To many private business owners, life goes on. But as farmers and agripreneurs begin to get on the reality of life, the residue of the tsunami that struck the tomato value chain in 2015 came calling. Tomatoes became almost the same value with gold as Nigerians narrate their harrowing experience.
We thank Almighty God. We suffer a lot concerning that insect. But now, in collaborating with the federal government, state government, and some private sectors, and our associations, we put our head together. We find the solution from area, most of the area that the thing happens, because it's our federal government backing us, and our association use the money to travel to Kenya in 2016 to 2014. It happened in Kenya. We go and collaborating. We had a meeting with them. We asked them the type of chemical that they are flying, that they skew that problem. Now we have already discovered that medicine that is going to be kill that insect. Now we have it. Therefore, now I don't think we are going to be facing any problem again.
Now, when you look at Tuta absoluta, it is a pest that attacks the tomato cropping. Basically, it has to do largely with your agricultural methods, okay, proper agronomic practice. So if you have you have an uninfested land, the larva has not, been deposited, in the soil, and you now crop or you plant and subsequently are able to crop, you will not have that problem. But if you have a land, you have a stretch of an area where you have had the Tuta absoluta scourge, or the moth has deposited the larva, then certainly it would look as though the land is okay. You plant and then it wakes up and attacks and destroys your cropping.
In August 2016, Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo led a delegation of major stakeholders in the sector to launch the country's agricultural roadmap, otherwise known as the Green Alternative, for the promotion of agriculture from 2016 to 2020.
It is not the name that Nigeria needs. What exactly are we doing? We used to have D-Free. We used to have all those names, policy and all that. Green Revolution, ATA, APP. Whatever name they give to it is the resultant effect that Nigerians want to see. I'm not particularly about names given to all these programs or policy, but actualizing the goal of making agriculture a business rather than the way we have been looking at it.
Nothing has been done. It's still on paper. Practically on paper. I'm not feeling it. I'm looking at it, but I can't say it. There's no effectiveness. Don't even use that word. We need to start telling ourselves the truth. We have a problem. And I'm appealing to those Nigerians out there in the private sector. Let's take it upon ourselves. Let's work with the government to create an enable environment, create a good policy for us to be able to create that positive change.
We've done a lot already. The GES, the Growth Enhancement Support Scheme of the federal government, has been sustained. So that means that farmers can get inputs and subsidy.
Other major events that shaped the year 2016 includes the Grazing Reserve Bill, which came as a result of the crisis created by the Fulani herdsmen, the drop in Nigeria's cocoa ranking from 3rd in the world to 7th, and the fake rice otherwise called plastic rice. Many communities in Nigeria were alleged to have been rattled to ground zero, no thanks to the Fulani herdsmen. Although the sad development generated lots of controversies within the year, some were of the opinion that this issue is not appropriately reported in the media.
What the Fulanis are looking for is food and water, but they are getting it wrong. Going to the arable farmer's farm to destroy the farm, and the resultant effect is even on us human beings, so Nigerians, because we don't. For instance, now we don't have enough grains. Maize is scarce. I'm not talking about price, in availability too. Apart from the price, and that of course is the demand and supply approach. So government should bring stakeholders together to solve these problems once and for all.
There should be a grazing reserve areas for the herdsmen, the cattle, like I've said. It will assist even the law enforcement agencies. It will also assist even the Fulani herdsmen. It will also assist us in terms of security. We will be able to identify who are the genuine herdsmen, yes, who are out for real business, than those who will go and encroach into people's farm.
This also led to the hike in the prices of food and commodities.
what happened for 2016, you know that that time our government, changing of the government is new. The government never starts to arrange the farmer, because so that's why that time it's very difficult for farmer to farm very well, and also there's insects we kill that our farm for farm. So that insect will contribute to let our item to low. The way we will support to supply the Nigerian people, the thing come low because for that insect. But now we thank God the government, they don't try, they don't get better fumigation this to kill the insect. So this year, inshallah, this 2017, we know we'll get that problem of that short of the food, inshallah.
The beginning of the last quarter of the year saw Nigeria drop in the World Cocoa Ranking. The International Cocoa Organization, in its 2016 release, ranked Nigeria 7th from the previous 3rd position, and this gave the Cocoa Association of Nigeria a cause for concern.
It's quite unfortunate because we have army of unemployed youths that we can mobilize to get to the. We have rich and fertile lands in Nigeria from across the southwest to the south of Nigeria. Have good arable land that can support cash production, especially cocoa production. I think if we mobilize all this, but idle youth looking for white-collar jobs, it will do Nigeria a lot of good, especially at this austere and depressed time.
When you produce something, you feel long term maybe because people just rely on it. Because from that place, from that cocoa, we produce bitter and other things. So I believe they should put more focus on it, more strength on it to make our country great.
When the video of the supposed plastic rice went viral on social media, Agro On TV crew investigated the video and realized that nothing was true about it. And this was corroborated by the Nigeria Customs Service following the interception and seizure of some bags of rice.
You could be wondering what is plastic rice. Because I told you earlier, I call it fake rice. Okay? Because when you use the word plastic, it's somehow a little bit technical. Because we want to wonder, is it rubber, is it what, and all that. But to me, I can tell you it's fake rice. When we boil it, you look at the rice, you notice it's more of flours mixed with some other chemicals or other formations like fiber kind of, which I'm not an expert in laboratory analysis, but I speak to you, the officials of NADA were here this afternoon. They came, took samples, random samples, they take into their laboratory, and we're waiting for the thorough investigations and then waiting for the reports from NADA to ascertain what the rice is made of.
But with all these negatives, there were few success stories that put smiles on the faces of not just agripreneurs, but Nigerians at large. The emergence of the lake rice, which resulted from the collaboration of both Lagos and Kebbi states, the ban on the consumption of foreign rice by the governor of Ebonyi State, and the commencement of the Anambra State government school feeding program is also worthy of mention.
As we are now presenting to the good people of Lagos and Kebbi State and indeed Nigeria that we are ready, what they are having is a product that can stand any integrity test and is comparable to whatever the best that comes in Nigeria. A lot of rice found in Nigeria is of this quality. It's just that we have been sitting on an acre of diamond, but we hardly appreciate it. And now, courtesy of my brother, Ambodi, and myself, and the various officials of Lagos State and Kebbi State, who have been working very, very hard to bring this to reality, we are here today. Let me tell you that this joint venture has made President Buhari very, very proud of us.
It was an idea conceptualized by the two governors. That is our governor of Lagos State, Mr. Akin Ambodi, and the governor of Kebbi, Alhaji Atiku Bagudu. You know, it was conceptualized. It was a product of thinking, planning, and doing. So it led to signing of an MOU in March 2016 and promised we would deliver rice to Lagosian come December, which we have done. It's evident, you can see it. And the product, it's a very delicious one, nutritious and wholesome.
In Anambra State that I work very closely with, their rice production in a year is about 236,000 metric tons. But their total consumption is about 320,000 metric tons. So there's a shortfall. Do you understand me? But that's as of 2016. But looking at their program for 2017, Anambra State is looking forward to increase their rice production from between 500 to 600,000 metric tons. That means they're going to have a spillover from 320,000 local consumption, so they will have enough. But looking at it as a whole, we are working very seriously to even export our rice to our other neighboring countries in Africa, in West Africa. How do we do that? First of all, we have to meet the standards, the quality. Most acceptable in the market are long grain covered rice. We have to meet that standard. And we are working closely with a lot of milling plants in Nigeria to meet up to this. There's demand for it. And I'm going to appeal to the federal government too, to look at those states that are in the area they can produce most of this rice. Yes, Anambra State is making a stride. One other state that interests me a lot in rice production is Kebbi. Kebbi can do quite a lot in terms of rice production in Nigeria.
Banning of importation of rice is a good idea to make us look inward, but I think we should be able to satisfy ourselves with our own rice before trying to ban the importation. We support our farmers, give them loans, give them fertilizers to grow rice that will satisfy the population.
The banning of rice in Ebonyi State is good because it will help. It is better for us to import, to create something ourselves than for us to import it. It's not always good for us to import something. We are capable of doing it by ourselves, and I think with the help of the youths, I think we can still do it.
President Muhammadu Buhari has presented a budget proposal of 7.298 trillion naira for 2017 to the National Assembly, with agriculture getting 92 billion naira, totaling to 1.26% of the entire budget.
Agriculture remains at the heart of our efforts to diversify the economy, and the proposed allocation to the sector this year is at a historic high of 92 billion naira. This sum will complement the existing effort by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Central Bank of Nigeria to boost agricultural productivity through increased intervention funding at single-digit interest rate under the Anchor Borrowers Program, Commercial Agriculture Credit Scheme, and the Nigerian Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending.
We are shouting on agriculture. Let's go on agriculture and look at the budget. About 92 billion out of so much trillions. That represents about 1.26% of the total budget. How can we say that we are serious about agriculture if we are still giving that kind of allocation of an annual budget to agriculture? So government need to look at it better and then encourage more people to come into farming. Another thing I keep saying is that take hunger out of issues. Then you find out that poverty will diminish, we just disappear.
The question now is, will this be enough to take Nigeria's agriculture to the next level? Is this any sign of a serious nation aimed at diversifying its economy with agriculture as the main focus? This budget allocation of the federal government to agriculture is a far cry from the 10% recommendation of the Maputo Declaration, as well as a recent call for 5% from the Africa Development Bank. As we begin 2017, we hope that Nigeria can regain her lost glory as Africa's leading nation in agriculture.
Are you blind? Can't you see?
Mama Sunday, what's the matter?
Mama Sunday, answer us now.
Who has offended you today? Did they send Sunday away from school?
Look at my son. He just came back from school and there is nothing for him to eat for lunch. I was hoping that he would have had some food in school as promised by the current administration during their campaign. I am tired of the promise and fail of this government, especially on this school feeding policy.
Is that why you're worried? Forget about these politicians for now. This school feeding policy to me is a prank.
Even if it's not a prank, Uche, of what benefit is it to us? What do we stand to gain from it? School feeding what?
Let me tell you one thing there. All these things, all these are promises. It's just a hoax. Look, it is business as usual. That's the main thing. First of all, they will provoke the empathy of the masses. Then you will not take advantage of their weakness to gain votes. Left to me, all this policy, it's not the light of day.
Guys, listen to me. This government is clueless.
Clueless?
They don't know what to do at all. They are very clueless.
Very, very clueless.
They lost their priority.
Adamu Uche! Yomi, this is wrong. You people cannot be correct. The homegrown school feeding program is a policy of this government that is aimed at providing primary school age children like Sunday with one balanced meal a day, which will enable them grow properly and have their brains properly formed. That way, you can have professors coming from children like this. Because if a child like this is getting a balanced diet, his health will be protected. So we will not be having issues of children dying and children having problems and government spending money on hospital bills. But my people, the homegrown school feeding program of this government is one that we all must support in order for it to succeed.
What are your expectations from the federal and state governments in 2017? Here is what Nigerians have to say on Street Vibes.
I just appeal to the federal government by 2017 that they should make agriculture to be more good to the people. In one sense that it makes it more good for the people that provided what people need, that supply them what they need to plant. Employ people, telling people to go for agriculture. That agriculture is the best. That's my own contributions.
I'm expecting lots of stuff from the government. Reduction rate, everything should be cheap. We should be able to afford, so the poor people will be able to afford what the rich too can buy also.
Since the APC have said change, there should be change, and so that our business will move, there will be also money for the poor ones to see what they will eat.
Well, they should give agri loans through CBN to some of these small-scale farmers, because I discovered that loan is very important. By the time you have capital, you can be able to source or buy some products, or you can be able to hire laborers and make sure that the farm is expanded and improve on inputs, because when you go on intensive farming, the products will be higher and can be able to meet the local needs. So credit is very important.
I'm Ashwin Samtani.
My name is Iyalode Alaba Lawson,
Chairman of Triton Group,
the first Deputy National President of NASIMA.
Keep watching Agro on TV.
The future of this great country lies in our hands. Women, come out now. Join us at Agro on TV.
Thank you for being a part of today's show. If you missed any part of the program, don't worry. You can always catch up on YouTube, as each episode of Agro on TV is available for your view. Share your comments and suggestions on our social media platforms displayed on your screen. You can advertise your products and services on this show, as well as contact us for the management of agricultural projects and events. Until next week, I remain your host, Rukewa Ekewini. Think growth, think agriculture. Bye for now.